Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. And well, speaking of leftist hypocrisy, it seems as though none other than little shifty Schiff, little Adam Schiff, has decided to grace us with another installment of his world-famous Democrat hypocrisy. Yup, Adam Schiff is back to playing the victim again, as he's now crying foul over the talks that Joe Biden might give him a preemptive pardon. Donald Trump has suggested that Adam Schiff should face criminal charges for his actions, and Shifty Schiff has the audacity to call this undemocratic and unpresidential. Well, isn't that rich? This is the highest form of hypocrisy and projection that I think has ever been displayed in the world of politics. I want to show you guys what's going on here and have a conversation, of course, but before we get into any of it, this video is actually brought to you guys by a sponsor, so let's play that clip. This video is brought to you by Raycon. Guys, here we are, it's Christmas season and Raycon is back. I know a lot of people out there are struggling right now when it comes to gift ideas. If that's the case, well, boy, do I got a product for you. We got the Raycon Everyday Earbuds. Every time I bring you guys this sponsorship, I always run with the same angle. We're all people who love to be fed a constant stream of information. And I mean constant. When I'm on the go, I got the earbuds in and I'm listening to what's going on. Whether it's culture, debate, politics, I'm always tuned in and the earbuds play a big role. And what can I say? This is the product that I use. The Raycon Everyday Earbuds. They sent these bad boys to me back in 2021, and I'm still using the same pair to this day. We're talking top of the line quality, folks, at an absolutely killer price. Great price and you skip out on no quality. I mean, these bad boys have everything. They're sturdy, built to last, incredible audio quality, active noise cancellation, touch commands, different ear molds for people who have different ear anatomy, and of course the most important, high quality batteries. They last long on a single charge and even longer with the charging case. I mean, I barely charge mine at all. And so that's basically the spiel. I wouldn't bring it to you guys if I didn't actually like the product. It's a great little Christmas gift idea, and best of all, during the season of giving, Raycon is giving you guys an incredible promotion here. All you gotta do is click the link down below in the description, go to buyraycon.com/hivemind to get up to 25% off site-wide. A huge thank you to Raycon. Now back to the video. Okay guys, so like I said, Adam Schiff has managed to outdo himself yet again. The man who has spent years leading the charge to destroy Donald Trump's life, I mean Adam Schiff's entire political identity at this point is destroy Donald Trump, well he's now playing the victim. He wants you to believe that Donald Trump's remarks are an attack on democracy and unbecoming of a president.
I don't think the incoming president should be threatening his political opponents with jail time. That's not the kind of talk we should hear from a president in a democracy. Nor do I think that a pardon is necessary for the members of the January 6th committee. We're proud of the work we did on that committee. It was a fundamental oversight obligation to investigate the first attempt to interfere with a peaceful transfer of power in our history. Many of you were here in this building during that violent attack, and we're proud of the work we did to expose what went into that once-in-history effort to interfere with the transition of power.
How could a president of a democratic nation ever speak in such terms? Oh, he wants to jail his political opponents, yada, yada, yada. But let me ask you this. How rich is that coming from Adam Schiff, the very man who spent years abusing his power to push lies and fabricate evidence in his pursuit to persecute Trump? And yep, we've got the receipts, we've got the flashback clips.
On the day Donald Trump leaves office, the Justice Department may indict him.
Very strongly in favor of indicting the president when he is out of office.
I don't think the incoming president should be threatening his political opponents with jail time. That's not the kind of talk we should hear from a president in a democracy.
Yeah, you pretty much get it. This level of hypocrisy, honestly, is staggering. I think it could only come from someone like Adam Schiff. But let's get into the actual details, because I know that's what Democrats hate doing. Let's talk about what's at the heart of this issue. Accountability. Donald Trump didn't say, I'm gonna put Adam Schiff in prison because I hate him and it's all about revenge. No, Trump said that Adam Schiff should probably face investigation, just like he did. And actually, there's a key difference here, because Trump's accusations are actually based on things that Schiff actually did, and now let's compare that to Adam Schiff's political crusade against Trump. Schiff spent years calling for Trump's prosecution and imprisonment, and not based on actual evidence of wrongdoing, but based on lies that he himself and his crew, the DNC, and the Hillary Clinton campaign fabricated. Remember when Adam Schiff confidently told the American people that there was more than circumstantial evidence of Trump colluding with Russia?
But you admit it's all you have right now is a circumstantial case.
Actually, no, Chuck. I can tell you that the case is more than that, and I can't go into the particulars, but there is more than circumstantial evidence now. And I don't have a concern with other members characterizing the evidence as they have, and many of them have said they think there's no evidence of collusion. My disagreement with those members is I don't think that's accurate, and I feel an obligation to say so. So they can call it a fishing expedition, they can call it a witch hunt, it's all an aligned message with the White House, but nonetheless, real evidence is coming forward that just can't be ignored. Christopher Steele may have found out, even before our own intelligence agencies, that the Russians were in fact aiming to help Donald Trump in the election. That has now been borne out by ample evidence.
I think you see the most palpable evidence of a collusion in terms of violating the Logan Act.
Yeah, that was a lie. He never had anything remotely close to that. Yet he went on Rachel Maddow's show and told the American people that essentially Donald Trump was a traitor to the nation. Then after their $40 million Mueller investigation fell flat and they found no evidence of collusion, zero, Schiff's entire narrative crumbled. But did he apologize? Did he face consequences for misleading the American people and using his position in government to do so? Of course not. And then of course came the impeachment spectacles, specifically the second impeachment. We all remember what the basis for this impeachment was, right? A phone call with the Ukrainian president. Supposedly Donald Trump was blackmailing him. But of course that's not what actually happened. The phone call was perfectly fine, but what did Schiff do? What did Adam Schiff do with that phone call? He completely rewrote it. That's right, he fabricated the contents of Trump's conversation during a congressional hearing. He tried portraying it as some sort of mafia-style shakedown, that Donald Trump was threatening the Ukrainian president.
I've now had a chance to review in detail the notes of the call between the President of the United States and the President of Ukraine, because what those notes reflect is a classic mafia-like shakedown of a foreign leader. They reflect a Ukrainian president who was desperate for U.S. support, for military support to help that country in a hot war with Putin's Russia, and at the same time, a president of the United States who immediately after the Ukraine president expresses the need for further weapons, tells the Ukraine president that he has a favor to ask. I have a favor I want to ask you. And what is that favor? Of course, the favor is to investigate his political rival, to investigate the Bidens.
But that never actually happened. He didn't just misrepresent the facts, he outright lied to the American people and did it on the official record. We're not talking about an honest mistake. We're talking about a calculated effort to mislead the public and weaponize Congress to take down a sitting president. Oh, and my apologies, I think earlier I called that the second impeachment. That was the first impeachment. But anyways, tomato, tomato. The point is, Adam Schiff lied on the record. He drove a wedge in American political culture. He lied to 300+ million Americans and essentially told them that their president was acting like a mafia-style criminal attempting to blackmail one of our allies, and he did that because he's a traitor who was essentially working on behalf of the Kremlin. I mean, insane stuff, and it didn't even end there, because then we move on to the January 6th Commission, where Adam Schiff, of course, as we saw, manipulated evidence. Him and his team presented edited evidence to support their case. They manipulated text messages, selectively edited videos, and tried to paint a picture that simply wasn't true. And now after all that, after all the lies, the sham impeachments, the edited videos, the lying by omission, Schiff wants you to believe that he's the victim, that Donald Trump's just an authoritarian who wants to attack people who have essentially been his dissenters. Give me a frickin' break. Trump's remarks are about one thing: holding corrupt politicians accountable, and Schiff's trying desperately to reframe this in a way that paints Donald Trump as the bad guy. Give me a frickin' break. Trump's not the bad guy, and he's not a tyrant looking to walk into the White House so he could weaponize the justice system against people who criticized him. No, not at all. What Trump actually wants to do is expose these deep state actors who have been colluding behind the scenes in an effort to put their thumb on the scale in these elections. And the left is panicking. They're panicking because Christopher Wray just resigned and now Kash Patel is going to be leading the FBI.
Christopher Wray saw the future and saw that it is his time to go. So he will be stepping down as Kash Patel, the upcoming FBI director, if confirmed, is on Capitol Hill.
They're panicking because Tom Fitton at Judicial Watch is exposing their behind-the-scenes collusion.
Well, Fani Willis just confessed to having records of her communications with the January 6th Pelosi operation, the Get Trump operation. She only confessed to this yesterday thanks to a Judicial Watch lawsuit. Of course, when we first sued and began asking for these records, they told us they had no records. Well, it turns out that wasn't true. In fact, the only reason we got the confession yesterday was because a court last week found her in default. She didn't bother to answer the lawsuit under law as she was supposed to. But rather than turn the records over, as the court, I think, strongly suggested, she's using a loophole of exemptions and privileges to hide the records from the American people.
You know, let's not forget the broader context here. Adam Schiff didn't act alone. He was part of a larger effort to weaponize the justice system against Donald Trump. And now Schiff's trying to rewrite history. He's trying to cast himself as a noble defender of democracy who's now under attack by an authoritarian former president and incoming president. But it's all a joke. Schiff is no victim. He's the perpetrator. He's the one who lied, manipulated, and abused his power for political gain. And let's be honest here, if he didn't have congressional immunity, he'd likely be facing some serious legal consequences for his actions. And they know this, and that's why they're trying so hard to defend themselves. And it's honestly why I wouldn't be surprised if Joe Biden started issuing a bunch of blanket pardons for a lot of these politicians that were involved in this lawfare campaign that tried influencing the outcome of the previous election. You know, just to keep it simple, essentially the conclusion here, they acted corruptly, and now they're panicking that the Trump administration is intent on exposing that to the American people and for the public to see. Well, cry all you want, little shifty Schiff, but at the end of the day, it won't change anything, because the same standard that applied to Donald Trump is now going to apply to you. If you don't have anything to hide, if you didn't do anything wrong, well then, you shouldn't have anything to worry about. And so let's just let these investigations run their course, shall we? And let's let the facts lead where they may. You call that authoritarianism? MAGA overtake of the US government? But everybody else calls that impartial justice, baby. And so let's just see where the chips fall. Oh, it's about to get real interesting. And you know, like I just said, let's just see where all this leads. But I do find it rather curious, rather interesting, how Adam Schiff is trying so desperately to get ahead of this thing. It's almost as if he's worried, but why would somebody who did nothing wrong be so concerned? I don't know, I guess we'll have to see. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.